Mic checker, chicka chicka chicka. It's not some, baby. Yeah. A one time, baby. What? For your mind, baby. Yeah. We gon' shine, baby. And what we do, we gon' grind, baby. Yeah. What? And this is another episode, sold of Swingers After Dark. And this is your host. Yep. Not some, baby. Yep. What's good, family? What's good? You know, have you ever met somebody, crossed paths with somebody, and you knew they weren't shit? You knew they were fuck-ups. You knew they were complete assholes. But guess what? You gave them a chance to redeem themselves anyway. Because redemption is a good story. It's a feel-good story when people redeem themselves. And you want to see the good in people. You know, you disregarded all the gossip, all the rumors, all the innuendos, all the secondhand information about this particular person, because you wouldn't want people to do the same thing to you. You would not want people to not fuck with you because of gossip and rumors. Pardon the double negative in that sentence. You wouldn't want people to ostracize you. Yes, let's use correct English, baby. You would not, you wouldn't want people to ostracize you because of he say, she say, because of what somebody else has said about you. And because of that, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You want to give people the second chance to redeem themselves, because you may say, well, all of us are fucked up in some way. You know, some people are more fucked up than others, but hey, we're still human. We're still human. We make mistakes. You understand me? And you want to give people that second chance, and then when the person who you gave the second chance to fucks you over, and you like, alright, what the fuck? It's like now you feel like a dumbass, a jackass, an idiot for giving this person a second chance, and they fucked you over. And now you like, why would you do that? It's like, I'm not listening to the bullshit about you just for you to turn around and shit on me. And that's why I always say, where there's fire, let me back up. Where there's smoke, yes. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm gonna say that again. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I don't listen to gossip and rumors about other people. I may make an assessment. I may assess that person, but I gotta see how you move. I gotta see how you treat other people, so I can make a judgment call of whether or not I want to fuck with you. You understand me? Because a lot of people could apologize for the mistakes and for the fucked up shit that they did, for the grimy and cruddy shit that they had done in the past. But I don't pay attention to words. Fuck what you say. I'm going to watch what you do. I'm going to see how you move. I'm going to check out a pattern of fuckery to make a determination of whether or not I want you in my circumference. Because when you get to a certain age in life, you don't want to deal with the messy bullshit, because people don't know how to handle their bullshit. And it's crazy. It's like, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, and it's like you feel like an idiot. And it goes to that old Aesop fable. I don't know if Aesop wrote it, but have you ever heard of the scorpion and the turtle? To make a long story short, the turtle had helped the scorpion cross the river. But in the midst of the turtle helping the scorpion cross the river, the scorpion stings the turtle, and both of them drown. And the turtle asked the scorpion before they drown, why did you sting me when I tried to help you? And guess what the scorpion said? The scorpion said, why would you help me when you know my true nature? My true nature is to be grimy. My true nature is to be this fucked up individual that you cannot trust. So why the hell would you trust me? Why the hell would you save my life when you know my nature? And I know if you're familiar with the story, you're going to have to excuse me because I probably butchered and slaughtered the fable. But I'm sure you get the point. I'm sure you get the motherfucking point. But that's what I'm saying. I watch people. I love to study people. And it's like, I love to give people second chances. Because there's been times when people don't give me a second chance over a misunderstanding that could have easily been rectified, but because they lack conflict resolution skills and effective communication skills, they just decided to be messy and start gossiping rumors about me that were not even halfway true. So I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but then it's like, okay, I'm seeing things. I'm seeing things for myself that would make me not want to deal with you. And it's been a few cases where, you know, giving people the benefit of the doubt have bit me in the ass. Because people show their true colors. People reveal their true nature and feelings and instincts. You know, what doesn't come out in the wash will show up in the rinse. You know, what doesn't come out in the wash will manifest itself in the rinse. And the truth shall come to light. But I don't want to see that truth, because the truth could probably kill me. You know, somebody probably backstab you, you know, they probably do all types of shit to fuck up your progress because they think that they ain't shit, so they don't want you to be shit or become anything in life. You know? And a lot of people, you know what's funny? Well, it's not funny. It's really a tragedy. But, you know, in a murder investigation, the first people that detectives interview are the closest ones to the victim. Why? Because they know that somebody in your proximity is most likely to hurt you than a stranger. Because treachery is a bitch. Like, evil and treachery and backstabbing is like, evil never dies, or treachery never dies. Like, even if we have a pandemic, there's always a job for evil to take on. You can never lay off evil. You can never lay off like people doing devilish shit. If anything, that shit works overtime. Pandemic or not, recession or not, depression or not. The ball keeps rolling. So that's why you got to clip the wings off of people who does devilish things. And I know you want to be a good Samaritan, but hey, we're in crucial times, baby. This is not like back in the day where you could trust your neighbor, where you could leave your door open, where you could let your kids play without your supervision. Shit is real. Shit is, you know, crucial nowadays. And that goes back to this subject. You know, it's like, I'm gonna give you a prime example where me calling myself looking out for somebody backfired on me. So once again, to make a long story short, there was this particular dude, you know, and he wasn't shit, and he still ain't shit. And I knew he wasn't shit, but I decided to befriend him anyway, because as much of an ain't shit person that he is, he was still charming. He was still a likable individual. He would, like, when he get in his good moods, he was a cool person to be around. He was a chill out person to be around. But, you know, just because you may see something in their good, that doesn't mean you want to see them in their bad, because their bad could totally overwhelm whatever good that they're doing. That little speck of good. So I gave this dude the benefit of the doubt. I even took on his beefs. Like, he was beefing with these dudes from New Jersey, and I was cool with these dudes from New Jersey. But me taking one for the team, you know, me being cool with him to the fucked up dude, I took on that beef. Your beef is my beef. If I fuck with you, if we're cool, if we're homies, my beef is your beef. And we're gonna ride to the end. We're gonna ride together. Like, I was raised, if your homie was in the wrong, you fight with your homie, but then you tell him that he fucked up after the fight. But like I said, time is crucial to the point where you cannot have that mentality in certain situations, because your homie or your homegirl, they could bring you down and they bullshit along with them. So you got to use proper discernment on figuring out whether you want to take on the problems of your friend. But back to the lecture at hand, back to the story. So, you know, now I'm beefing with these Jersey dudes. And fast forward later, this dude starts a blast group on Facebook. You know, he started a blast group on Facebook, and I defended the blast group. I defended the roast group. I defended the bid group. Roasting, capping, gunning, humor, It was like a joke that exposed people, like an expose, made fun of people. People was talking about kids, finances, medical records, mothers, dead homies, whatever. But I still took more for the team because I fucked with him. Only to see the tables turn for him to shit on me over a situation that had nothing to do with me. And I feel dumb for defending this dude just for him to turn around to shit on me because he's jealous because I have a podcast, a popular podcast that people in the lifestyle enjoy listening to, and you decide to shit on me because of your jealousy. And the reason why I say it's jealousy is because when I started promoting my podcast, I said it's the #1 podcast for the lifestyle, for swingers, for dating, relationships, whatever the case. Because if I'm doing something, I want to be #1, whether that's fact or fiction. Whether that's fact or fiction, I'm striving to be numero uno, Ichiban. You understand me? And so when I did my earlier promos, he would be like, well, your podcast is not #1 without the input of the Blast Group. I'm like, really, man? It's like, why are you going to talk slick about my podcast because you want attention and you feel away because I may get some type of status or popularity or some type of fame that I really don't give a fuck about, but you give a fuck about that because you live on social media. Attention is currency to you and you don't have shit going for yourself. And it's like, damn, it's like this dude called himself putting me on blast later on, like few months later, he called himself putting me on blast about a situation that had nothing to do with him. He just used that as a golden opportunity to shit on my name and reputation, to expose his true feelings about me. You feel me? Like, you would never see how people really feel about you until they could see the opportunity to kick you while you're down. And I always have a belief. I have a belief that people don't snap at you. They don't get mad at you out the blue. They was never your friend. It's not that they're not your friend right now. They were never your friend. If they just spaz at you, cuss out at you, lash out at you, showing that they really don't fuck with you, that means they had all this hidden animosity about you. And then when they saw the chance to express those thoughts about you, they're going to take the opportunity. And that's fucked up. And that goes back to communication. If you have an issue with somebody, nip that issue in the bud right then and there. Pull your loved ones to the side and tell them what's on your mind. Don't let that harbor for years, and that becomes toxic to the point where you start despising, or you despise that person, you resent that person. Because you have a cancer that you're not cutting out of yourself. And that's why if you have an issue or problems with somebody, if you really care about that person, #1, talk to that person in private. Don't put that person on blast on Facebook and Instagram or social media just because you want likes and reactions and hearts and shit like that. If you really care about somebody, if you really fuck with that person, if you really value that person's friendship, then you would handle your situations and your differences in private. Whenever somebody puts you on blast over something that could be rectified behind closed doors, that's them telling you that they don't give a fuck about you. Just like how the fucked up dude did not give a fuck about me. And he showed his true colors when he found the opportunity to shit on me over a situation that had nothing to do with him. The situation had nothing to do with him. But he decided to drink the Kool-Aid without knowing the flavor. And to try to kick me down. Because he see I got a podcast, I got a popular podcast, I'm writing books, I'm doing something with myself. Meanwhile, he's relying on his wife to give him allowances just to live, breathe, eat, shit, drink, and wake up. You know what I'm saying? 40 years old, but women's still taking care of you. But that's a whole nother. Now I'm becoming the person who I hate. Now, I'm going to touch on that too. I'm going to touch on that topic, becoming the person that you hate. I'm going to touch on that too. But I know you want to take chances on people because you don't want to believe the gossip and rumors about people because you don't want the same things to happen to you. But I'm going to say this. While you don't want to believe secondhand information about a certain individual or group of people, sit back and observe and see how people move. Because people could say that they change, but, actions speak louder. And nonverbal communication is 85% communication. Nonverbal, body language is 85% of communication that people give off. If they're not saying anything, then their body movements and their countenance and their facial expressions is going to speak louder than words. They say images speak 1,000 words. Well, what people do rather than they say will communicate how they really think about you. It's not what they say, it's what they do. You feel me? And, a lot of people, how people treat you and how people speak to you and how people treat others. You may want to give that person a second chance, but who's to say that that person won't flip on you, won't turn on you, especially when they turn on people whom they consider friends and family and loved ones. If they're quick to flip on people who they consider beloved, loved ones, if they consider friends and homies and besties, then who's to say that they won't do the same to you? It's only amount of time that they flip on you and show you their true nature. So, that's all I got to say about the fuckery. So, people, like I said in earlier podcasts, when you get to a certain age in life, or even from the gate, you could be young, you could be in your 20s, or if you're in high school, you could be damn near graduating, or even a freshman, or even in junior high school. Shout out to my young homies out there. I always realize that sometimes, or even a lot of times, because people nowadays have no code about themselves, red flags become deal breakers. But once again, when you live life looking at society with rose-colored glasses, then everything is red. And because everything is red, you can't you can't distinguish shit. Let me use another word because that differentiate. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna use distinguish or separate or some shit like that. Because you looking at life through rose-colored glasses, you can't distinguish between what's right and what's wrong, or what's a good friend and what's somebody who ain't shit that you just gotta run for the hills when you see that person. You understand me? So, use proper judgment and discernment. And a lot of people say that they do not judge. A lot of people claim that they don't judge, but shit, you make a judgment call every day. You judge who you want to talk to. You judge the job you want to work at. You judge the people who you want to socialize with. You judge the religion. Or if you choose not to be religious, you chose to be atheist because you made a judgment call. You choose the place where you want to eat, the place where you want to venture off to, the cars you want to wear, the clothes you want to wear, or the cars you want to drive and the clothes you want to wear. Everything you make in life is a judgment call. But people nowadays want to be politically correct that they don't say, well, I don't judge. Shit, I judge all the fucking time. But the difference is that I make an assessment before I make that judgment call instead of blindly judging people out of ignorance. And on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark, and this is your host, Not Some, baby. Check out my website at www.notsomeblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com. And check out my ebook, You, Me, Us, Them, The Swinger Manifesto. That's on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. Go get it. Shoot me an email at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com. And hit me up with any questions or concerns that you may have. Rate, share, subscribe, and comment on this podcast. Dig. And on that note, until next time, peace.